Excuse me, I need
The
bigger.
Chicago
Pause.
Strangler. The case of the Chicago
Whoa.
Strangler is a very interesting one, mainly because the police seem to be...
The
in the
Chicago
know for the
Strangler
better
is
part
actually a
2
wicked-ass
decades.
name.
That was until the Tribune...
Like,
Chicago.
bro, it sounds
And
like...
why didn't they show the picture of this one lady with blind waves? Why is that?
It's the Chicago stereotype. What do you mean?
released an in-depth report linking the deaths of over 50 women between 2001 and 2017.
50?
The police decided to look into some of the killings, but that was about it. Fast forward to
This
2019,
nigga killed
and a task
50
force was
people?
announced, dedicated to
That's-
hunting down
that's
the Chicago
Jumbo.
Strangler, who was potentially
He got a
responsible for
nuke.
the deaths of 55 women by this time. This only happened because of
55.
intense pressure from activists and media outlets that were furious at the police's refusal to act in the face of undeniable evidence.
nigga got
the
it.
victims were black
Actually, no,
women
he
who
don't got
typically
it.
worked as sex workers and had run-ins with the law.
He
in
Jack the
past.
Ripper type beat.
Murder Accountability Project, or MAP, looked at these cases and discovered that almost
I wonder who
all
the
of
first
these
serial killer
strangulations
was.
took place in parts of Chicago linked to rampant
See,
drug
if we were
use
in
and
the world
violent
of
crime.
Chicago
A
PD,
couple of
this nigga
arrests
would
have
not
been
have
made,
gotten to
but law
50, he would have
enforcement
gotten
isn't
like 5
close to
maybe.
solving the case
But-
of the Chicago Strangler.
I mean, I
I-70
guess.
killer. Not to be
I-70.
confused
I know
with
about the
I-70
I-70
Strangler,
killer.
whose
Like-
identity is
like
yet
as
to
an
be confirmed
Intercept-
as well, by the way.
Intercept
The
70?
I-70
Yeah.
killer was responsible for the deaths of 6 store clerks in spring of 1992. 5 of the 6 victims were young,
Never
brunette
caught.
women. The 6th victim was a man, though law enforcement believes the killer mistook the victim for a woman due to his ponytail. All the victims were also employees at stores just
Why do
off
why-
Interstate 70,
why do serial
and were
killers
killed
love
with a
killing women?
.22 caliber bullet. A St.
Because
Charles
they are-
detective
they are
first
quote
found the
unquote
connection between these
easier
victims.
to
They were all
get.
murdered the same way. And while
I
the
don't think
stores
that's
were
true. I
robbed,
feel like they're even
these
harder
were
to get, for
specialty
real.
or
I
novelty
mean, it's all
shops
fun and
that
games
didn't
until the
have
nigga
much
rolls
money
up on like
in cash
Ronda
reserves.
Rousey.
No, cause think about it. I feel like they are harder to get, not gonna cap, cause a nigga might not be expecting it. So they might be a little easier.
Yeah, it's true.
Cause women always on 10 toes. Every time, even if you a good guy, they still 10 toes around you.
I mean, that's true, but it's like it's not. Unfortunately, that's not everywhere because like there's certain areas.
true.
There's certain areas where like, oh, nothing really happened down here. I could just walk around.
Yeah, no, that's
without a mace in my pocket.
Those women are the scariest types. Not gonna lie, cause they'll do whatever they want whenever they want.
True.
So you would never know, for real. That's why I fuck women, bro. It's like, it's like no, I'm playing.
Despite those killings taking place during slow times of day, the I-70
I
killer
didn't
was allegedly spotted at
I
night.
quit, yo.
What's he
quit.
say?
No, nothing. I literally looked at the screen for 2 seconds. I looked back. She's on the fucking floor.
I'm a glitch. What you mean, man? I'm a glitch.
I literally played. You literally played 3 seconds of the video, and I turned back to look. She's on the floor.
You might be getting on my last nerve.
I'm so done.
Getting on my first nerve.
My fault.
Yeah, your fault, bro. Need lotion. Anyways,
Multiple witnesses. On the basis of their information, the police were able to develop composite sketches of the killer. At the time, the killer was suspected to be in his 20s or 30s and 5 feet 7 inches tall with reddish hair.
Damn, you let a
The I-70
5'7"
killer
nigga
was
kill you.
further linked to murders in
He's
Texas
shorter
in
than
Nah.
1993 and the death of Billy Brossman, a liquor store clerk in Terre Haute. However, the culprit was never found. Despite
wait,
the release
what the
date-
fuck? They got video of this nigga and they still ain't catch him?
Because that video is choppy as all get out, Jordan.
Bro, no, but like, nah. Get out. No, cause you got video of this nigga and still can't catch him.
Hey, yo.
He deserved to be out there for real.
I mean, there were some serial killers that couldn't be. They had a picture of the Zodiac killer and they still never got him.
but they figured out who he was at the end of the day, though.
Didn't
Because
get
I was not alive during that time, so I have no right to be scared of him. I'm alive during this nigga's time. It's a little different. And I'm going to Texas in the summer, so I might be on I-70.
A liquor
Be
store
careful,
clerk
that's all
in
I
Terre
said.
Haute.
People,
However,
all
the
these killers are
culprit
white,
was never
by the way.
found. Despite
Yeah.
the
all
police
they
taking
can all be
their person
racist.
of interest.
Nah, because they don't want us to succeed, bro. Even at this. No, I'm being dead ass. You're gonna laugh at me, but listen. I'm gonna explain this to the camera, right? They say serial killers are high IQ. They would never want a black man or black woman to be high IQ. So that's why they don't tell us about the black serial killers, bro. Think deeper, bro.
They don't tell about
Think
us
deeper.
about black serial killers because it's rare. You don't see
It's
it.
rare because
It's rare, but
Because
it's
they don't
but
think we're that smart to commit
that's what I
kills.
just said,
I'm
bro.
sorry.
That's what I just said.
Police stated that the case is still open and that they haven't given up hope of catching.
Bro,
the
they
I-70
have a
killer,
video of this
West
nigga,
Mesa
bro.
Bone collector.
what the
Central
fuck is
Avenue in
where is West Mesa?
I don't know, but his name is the Bone Collector. I don't want to fuck with him.
Let me see. Where the fuck is
Google this shit.
West
Google, hurry up.
Mesa?
What does it say?
New Mexico.
New Mexico. Anybody from New Mexico? Drop a comment. Otherwise, don't. Actually, no. Drop comments. I love
In
you.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, literally, when you put it in
became the
West
shocking
Mesa, it
location of
literally
the West
it
Mesa
literally
Bone
puts in like the
Collectors
West
burial
Mesa
site.
murders.
While the
Oh,
murders
jeez.
of 11 women took place sometime between 2001 and 2005, their bodies were not discovered until 2009. West
Damn.
Mesa was experiencing
Jeez.
a fair amount of real estate development.
That's like
but
4
all of
years.
that
Da-
stopped with the
yeah, I mean,
2008 collapse of the
Compared
housing
to how long
bubble.
it could have been, compared
True.
to how long it could have been, that's not a lot. Because like niggas, there's probably still buildings that niggas that haven't discovered. That's been there for like 10 plus years.
Oh yeah.
So
True. Actually, there's how many murders? How many,
especially in New Mexico, where like all like the cartels and shit are.
yeah. No. Just think about it. How many bodies we don't know about, or murder. How many serial killers we don't know about?
That's a good question.
Yeah, because
There's probably some white boy in like some suburban town right now.
just chilling. But you probably met him on 2K.
For real.
No, think about it. You probably talk to these niggas on GTA 2K. Granted, I'm not thinking about that. I need to live a happy life.
Hang on to stormwater and channel it to a retaining pond that was extremely close to the burial site. Some believe that this may have inadvertently caused the bones to rise to the surface. In February,
Yo, they would have
2009,
never found
the
them if
woman
it
was
wasn't
out
for
a
that,
walk
though.
with her dog
That's
when she
crazy.
found one of the bones. When she reported her findings to law enforcement, they quickly discovered the remains of 11 women and 1 fetus. The backgrounds of the women
Whoa.
greatly varied, with some having backgrounds in sex work, while others were from more conventional walks of life. In 2010, a reward of $100,000 was on offer if someone could provide information that would aid in the capture and conviction of the West Mesa Bone
What the
Collector.
fuck? What,
If
go
someone could
back.
provide
What the
information
fuck
would
was
aid in the
that?
Bro,
capture
who
and
is she gangbanging for?
She said, I don't even know what it's this. She said,
Yo, and she had the nerve to have a cigarette in her hands while she's doing this, or a blunt. That looks more like a blunt, not gonna lie. But she holding it like
that's
a
a
cigarette.
cigarette. Why was
That's
if
a
it,
cigarette.
if it was a blunt, do you really think she would be sitting there right with it in her
Right,
hand
yeah,
like, with the
for real.
cops?
Nah, you're right.
Fiction
You're
of the
right.
West
Maybe it's
Mesa Bone
maybe it's legal in New
There were
Mexico.
multiple people of interest. In
It
the
might be.
That also
years
would make
that
sense.
Followed, and in
She really
2014,
said-
law enforcement believed they
She
had a
said,
rape
like-
killer. Joseph Blee, who had assaulted several girls aged 13 to 15 in the 1980s, came
Disgusting.
under suspicion for the murders in 2014.
Sexual
The next
assault
year,
or
he
just
was
regular
suspected
ass,
of
like,
murder
I
of a
punched
sex
you in the
worker
fucking
and was
face?
found with women's
I don't
jewelry
know,
and
but still
underwear that did
disgusting.
not belong to his
Yeah.
family.
All these niggas
Blee was
disgusting. They
sentenced to
out there
36
murdering
years
people.
in prison in
Like, bro, what?
2015 for his assaults in the 1980s. He was a suspect in the West Mesa murders, but the bone collector was never officially identified.
Oh, they calling this
by law
nigga the bone
enforcement.
collector,
Little
bro.
Rock
He's
serial
sitting back
killer.
just like,
The
mm.
Little
Rock-
Rock serial killer, also
I know
known
this
as
is
Jack
that.
the
I know what this is.
Little Rock, North Carolina, and see they have Little Rock.
I was thinking of that, but somewhere more white. Give me a second.
That is white.
Knife was active in 2020 and 2021, killing 3 people and seriously injuring 1. At first,
Arkansas.
the police assumed that these
Arkansas.
stabbings were
Okay.
unrelated. However,
Okay.
CCTV
So,
footage
yeah, white.
confirmed that one person
Yeah.
had been behind all the attacks.
Nigga, that's
In a press
Arkansas.
release, The police noted that all the attacks took place between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., and the killer targeted people walking alone. It's also important to note that at this point, people were still practicing
No
social
black girl with a
distancing,
bonnet
so
like that is going to be
traveling
walking by
groups
herself at
wasn't
any
really on
point in
the table.
time.
Yeah,
She's going to
no.
be surrounded by like 2 other people.
Literally.
$20,000 reward for anyone who could help with the arrest and
They's
conviction.
doing no work in there, bro.
Police patrols,
They just-
both in uniform and plainclothes, increased as well to ensure
I
wanna
that
be a
the stabber
plainclothes
wouldn't
officer.
strike again. While the police didn't have much
So you
to
wanna
go
be the
on,
ops?
except
I told you I was going to go to the FBI anyway.
Ops.
for dark, grainy CCTV footage.
Actually, if I ever get caught for something, I'm gonna call you.
The
It depends on
survivor,
what it
Deborah
is,
Walker,
because
stated that the
What if it's like drugs?
if it's again, it depends because like police and FBI, even though they were on the same side, we work in 2 different jurisdictions. The cops are arresting the dude selling the quarter. I'm arresting the dude that brought it from overseas type shit.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm the only plan to be in the FBI for long because after I do 3 years in the FBI, I'm just gonna go straight to the hostage rescue.
6
Damn.
feet tall and black.
I only
with
got
slender
3 years.
build. This wasn't really much to go on.
I got
but it
3
was a
years to
step in
wild
the right
out.
Direction. Around the
Yeah.
same time, Little Rock got its own vigilantes named Tothian, Master
I'll wild
Legend,
out in a
and
different
Shadow
country.
Vision. All 3
I'm
of them
nigga,
had
wait,
different
hold
plans,
up.
Really much to go on, but it was a step in the right direction. Around the same time, Little Rock got its own vigilantes named Tothian, Master Legend, and Shadow Vision.
Who the fuck are these niggas?
Vigilantes.
We had straight up vigilantes and no one was talking about this?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
This nigga looks crazy as shit.
He looked like when Raph was out there fighting that alien
no, for
thing.
real. When he was doing his Ronin and shit. What the fuck? there were vigilantes in this world, and no one said a damn.
There
thing about
actually
it.
are, but they probably dead, most of them, for real.
So
I would never
stupid.
try to be a vigilante. This is me being a vigilante right now from the camera. Please, no.
No,
Three
wait,
of them
what
were
is she
committed to catching the
called?
murderer.
Who
Law
called me that?
enforcement
CJ's
believes
go
they
calls
know
me
who was behind the
Direct
killings,
Bandit.
but do not have enough evidence to make an arrest.
Actually,
just
if
yet.
you were ever
Long
to be
Island
like a
serial
like,
killer. The Long Island
Never
serial
mind.
killer is
Long
responsible
Island?
for the
That's Jersey.
that's not Jersey. I don't. That's not Jersey,
Long
bro.
Island? Oh, am I thinking of the wrong thing?
New York,
Oh shit.
Long Island, New
deaths of
York.
10 to
Close,
17
but
people.
no.
The bodies were found in 2010 and 2011.
It won't be
with
to my
the
thinking
first
that's in
murders
Jersey.
dating back to 1996. These discoveries happened somewhat by chance, as the police were
Wait.
investigating
Did he just say bodies found in 2010, murders in 1996? This nigga not getting caught.
the disappearance of Shannon Gilbert near remote beach towns in Suffolk County. They
That's
first
strong-ass
discovered
shit,
4
though.
That's
sets
what I'm
of
saying.
remains
Crimson Chin
before
ass.
uncovering
No respect to the dead.
These
I mean, no
six
disrespect to the
significantly
dead.
predated the first 4
But
bodies found in
I'm sorry,
2010.
Crimson Chin
Most
ass.
of the victims were revealed to be sex workers.
Damn, all them got
who
strong
advertised their
chins.
services on
They all look like
Craigslist.
they were
In
working
September
as bar
2017,
as like
John
behind the bar.
Bitrolf was labeled as a
What?
Behind the bar.
Yeah.
with one of the first victims to be discovered in connection with
He can't, like-
strengthening law enforcement.
I'm just trying to think.
Despite those
Behind the bar.
suspicions, though, Bitrolf
Oh, the
has not been
bar.
confirmed
Yeah.
as
The bar.
Long Island
Okay,
or
okay.
Craigslist killer, and despite other suspects, the serial killer has not yet been caught. The
Yeah, we knew
Bible Belt
that.
Strangler.
Oh,
Stop. What?
He's a priest.
He's
a
a
priest.
Catholic.
Just straight off the rip, he's the Bible Belt Strangler. You sound like you doing some freaky shit.
He sounds like oh god, what's that one story in the Bible that because I'm religious, but I keep forgetting. It was that one guy that tried to sacrifice his son for God, but then God told him to not do that, and then he sacrificed the sheep instead. I feel like it's one of those things.
And as many as 14 red-headed women were killed by an unidentified
Red-headed women. 14 red-headed women. He targeted red-headed women.
Wait a minute, I didn't even know 14 redheaded women can occupy the same little city.
I've only seen red-headed men. And I've only seen
Jesus.
one. I've only seen one. The only other red-headed people I've seen were black girls from Baltimore. That's the only...
You never seen redheaded women?
No, I've never seen
No,
one in my
like
life.
natural redheads, bro.
You've never seen a natural redhead?
But aside from my cousin, no.
Actually, I had this teacher in like 6th grade. She was a redhead. Other than that, I haven't seen one in the beginning with.
I've
I
only
didn't even know there were
seen-
that many at once.
I've only seen 2 natural redheads in my life. No cap.
serial killer between 1970.
It's taking us so long to get through this 10-minute ass video.
Took place across the
'Cause I'm so-
Because we keep talking.
Arkansas,
Because we're supposed to
Kentucky,
engage in
Mississippi,
shit. We're talking.
Pennsylvania,
Yeah, you're
and
right, my
West
bad.
Virginia.
Wait,
The victims'
wait, go
bodies
back.
in Tennessee, Arkansas, 1978 and 1992. The murders took place across the states of Tennessee, Arkansas, Kentucky, Mississippi, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia.
He said Pennsylvania, not
Yeah.
Philly. Those are 2 different places.
Yeah, it's probably up in the white people.
The
Yeah.
victims' bodies being
what is that?
abandoned.
Allentown,
Shrinksville?
Fredericksburg.
Yeah, Shrinksville.
This geography led to him being called the Bible Belt Strangler, as
This
this
nigga.
region of the southern United States was
Yeah,
often
yeah,
called
nah,
the
that
Bible Belt. The
flatlands.
roots connected to these crimes led law enforcement to
There's
believe
a
they were
Bible
looking for a
Belt?
truck driver who picked up hitchhikers and
I don't
sex
wanna know.
workers before killing them. Furthermore, all the women were relatively young and had reddish hair. There were a couple of suspects that emerged, including a 37-year-old trucker who strangled a red-headed woman and dumped her body on the highway, assuming she was dead. While he was convicted of kidnapping
Damn.
that woman in 1987, there was no evidence to indicate that he was the Bible Belt Strangler. To this day, the serial killer remains unapprehended. Kauai serial killer. The Kauai serial killer murdered 2 women and injured another between April and August of 2000,
What?
terrorizing the island in Hawaii. The women
Okay,
were all
I didn't even know there were
Caucasian,
serial
had
killers in
similar
Hawaii.
builds, were assaulted and had been threatened with a knife. The one survivor was able to describe her attacker to the police, which allowed
The one on the right looked like she was in rehab.
I mean, you're not wrong. But is he right? I don't know, bro. I don't know.
and had been
He's gonna have to-
threatened with
gonna
a
have to let that
knife. The
slide.
survivor was able to describe her attacker to the police, which allowed them to come up with a composite sketch of the
That
Why
nigga
she look like
ugly
the guy
as
on the right?
shit, bro.
Why does he look like the dude on the right?
That was her husband, for real.
Before a suspect emerged.
I have a challenge
Mr.
for all
Beast,
of you.
please.
Go to every computer in
For
your
2
house,
seconds,
your
bro.
mom,
Don't
your dad,
steal.
your sister,
You're
your
stealing
brother's computer.
all the money, bro.
Waldorf
Just let
Roy
me chill.
Wilson had spent 16 years in prison before getting out on parole in 1999. He moved
But they
to
out there
Hawaii,
hooping,
where he got into
hooping.
trouble on 2 occasions for violating the conditions of his parole. toll. Wilson's DNA was tested against.
Yo, would you
the
live in
samples
Hawaii?
Would I live in Hawaii?
Yeah.
No, because they're always in danger of sinking.
You're so true.
found at the crime
That is so
scenes,
true.
but the results
Never thought
were
about that.
inconclusive.
I didn't
He
want to live
sued
there
the
because of
police department
hurricanes.
for defamation, but his case was thrown out in 2009. No other men were brought in as serious suspects, and the case remains unsolved. Storyville Slayer. The Storyville Slayer was active for 5 years
like Freddy
between
Krueger.
1995 and 1996, murdering at least 24 sex workers and drug addicts in New Orleans. The murderer mostly targeted black women, dumping their bodies in swamps and other bodies of water. The accelerated
Wait a minute.
decomposition mostly
Oh, he said mostly
targeted
black
black
women.
Yeah,
I was about to
mostly.
say, that does not look black. That does not look black.
This is probably all that we know about.
Yeah, because he
we
said mostly
forgetting.
black women. They showed mostly white women. How the fuck does that
These
work?
are really recent. We don't know a lot of information about these niggas. It could be way more than just was it 8 up here?
Them black women were gorgeous.
What do you mean that black woman? There's only 2 black women on this goddamn list.
I said them black women. I was talking about the 2 black women you see.
The only 2 on the list.
Some of them-
That one right
he
there,
said-
Brittany is biracial. So.
He said he mostly killed black women. There's only 2 black women on the goddamn.
Well, you gotta include the half, so like 2.5 plus the Hispanic girl. She could count as black for something. Maybe not. She don't know.
Umbrella
All right, bro.
term.
You reaching right now.
I'm
You
not
grasping
sure.
at
I'm
straws.
shit.
Reaching.
Reach.
water. The accelerated
reaching-
decomposition in the water meant that some of the victims
for
were
dick.
never
Yeah.
identified. Investigations revealed a police officer, Victor Gant, as a prime suspect. He was closely linked to one of the victims, and a witness's description matched
Nah, it was
Gant's
him.
appearance. Ultimately, no charges were filed against him, but he was fired from
You can't tell me this nigga don't look like he
Shut
murdered
up!
a couple people. You can't tell me. You can't tell me. I solved the case. I solved it.
That's crazy.
I solved it. I took one look. I looked into his soul and looked into his past. I seen him, and I seen. Okay, let me stop disrespecting
That
these
nigga
people.
looks like the walrus dude from My Hero during the work study shit when Froppy was doing the
I
work study shit.
don't watch My Hero.
God damn it.
All right, we can have this conversation later.
Gant's appearance. Ultimately, no charges were filed against him, but he was fired from the police force in 1996. Things got more interesting when an anonymous man named Clay called the Howard Stern Show in 1997, describing a dozen of the murders. The FBI seized all the tapes and other documents related to this call, but it didn't lead to anything substantial. A number of people ended up accusing Stern of faking the call to boost ratings. However, one of the victims, Cheryl Lewis, found justice. Things get a little complicated now. Russell Elwood was a drug addict and had repeated run-ins with the law. When he was questioned, Elwood confessed to frequenting black sex workers for years and abusing drugs. He then even spoke about a dream he had, where he was questioned about a number of murders and frequenting the murder sites. Just
All right,
days
so
after
now
he
we
was
just getting a
questioned,
documentary
Elwood
on
was
this
arrested for
one
running
killer that,
cocaine for
like-
an undercover cop. While in prison, he boasted to a cellmate about driving sex workers out of the city, plying them with drugs, strangling them, and dumping their bodies. He told another inmate that he was wanted for
Nah, he
over
probably did
60
that shit.
murders in Louisiana. Elwood then confessed to killing 2 people, but recanted when he was asked to record his confession. Then he went to trial. Several inmates testified that Elwood had told them about how he had committed the murders, while many sex workers
Oh, we got a
stated
fresh
he had
lineup.
assaulted them. Now
was-
things
Yeah, it
got
looks fresh
even
for
more
court.
complicated. 3
I mean, I
witnesses
guess I wouldn't
testified
know.
that they had seen Cheryl Lewis with Elwood just days before she disappeared, with them identifying him as Cheryl's cab driver. Cheryl's cousin further alleged that she told him she was in Avondale with a man, which is where her body was found. Elwood's lawyers argued that he hadn't been in New Orleans at the time of the murder, but had been in
This
Ohio.
nigga confessed,
He also
and
had
you
a
want to
reputation
argue
for
that
having
he
detailed
wasn't there?
documents
Like,
about
bro,
his
put him in
whereabouts,
jail
but
already.
anything linking
I mean,
him to
he was already in
Ohio
jail,
was
but, like,
missing. His lawyers then
put him in
put
jail
the
for
head
longer.
of the task force through a polygraph test, but she failed to provide conclusive answers regarding the missing documents. Elwood was acquitted of one of the murder charges, but was found guilty of the murder of Cheryl Lewis. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. As of today, only Cheryl Lewis's murder has been solved. While Elwood has been suspected of committing the other murders, there's no evidence linking him to the crimes. So there is a very real possibility the Storyville Slayer is still at large. And that's our list. Do you think these serial killers
Nigga talking like a real detective. Nigga still at large.